Welcome to Gene and Mike do the New York Times crossword.
Hi, I'm Jean.
And I'm Mike. And today we are doing the crossword for Thursday, January 23rd, 2025. Did you do the crossword?
I did do the crossword.
And did you find it to be a joyous experience?
I thought it was pretty cute.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Very, very ingenious theme.
Mm-hmm.
So we should get right into that.
Okay.
You go.
Oh, okay. Well, we had rebuses, as you predicted.
Yes, I felt vindicated. I'd like to thank Will Shorts for listening to me and just having enough time to get the crossword changed to match my exacting standards. Mm-hmm. Incredible how fast that guy works.
But one nice thing about these rebuses is you knew right where to put them.
Yes.
Because they were all in circle squares. And another nice thing about it was the same rebus.
Yep.
in every one of them. And that was the word pot, P-O-T. And of course, it was also part of an answer going across for each of them. There were, five, right? Or no, four. Four in all. The first one was in 15 across, classic line from the Dick and Jane series. And the answer to that was See Spot Run. Did you have Dick and Jane up in Canada?
Yes, we did.
You did.
We had all the great classics: Shakespeare, Tennyson, See Spot Run.
Yeah, okay.
Cat in the Hat.
I thought it was See Sally Run, but so I put A-L-L-Y, ally, in there. But
really, you
yes.
didn't know that? You didn't
See Spot Run.
You didn't learn how to read with Dick and Jane?
I did, but I mean, Sally ran too. Spot wasn't the only one that ran.
Well, she was running because Spot was after her.
Probably.
It's a tragic story.
Uh-huh. Anyway, the P-O-T of Spot was in the circle. But the interesting thing was going down was 3 down, either of 2 diverging in a Robert Frost poem. And the answer to that was road. But there were 5 squares, the center one being the pot rebus. So you had R-O on one side and A-D on the other. And you just had to take it on faith that was the right way to answer it.
Right.
Okay, because the next one, it was the same thing. 16 across, hiring practice at a family business, say. And the answer to that was nepotism.
Nepotism.
Nepotism, but pot was there in the middle.
Right, in one square.
And that crossed with 9 down. Sunset in the west, which was a great clue for the word boulevard.
Yes.
Sunset Boulevard. And the pot was actually the 3rd square down in that answer. And then in the middle, something I should have known, but forgot, land, 32 across, land whose name meant between 2 rivers, and that was Mesopotamia, with pot right in the middle again, and it crossed with a 22 down, way, and the answer to that was avenue.
Right.
With the AVE above the pot and the NUE below it. And then hopefully you started seeing a trend, and the last one followed through exactly the same. 55 across, Sichuan bean curd dish, which was mapo tofu. And the PO of mapo and T of tofu were in the rebus in the middle, word pot.
But we aficionados of that food pronounce it mapo tofu.
Mapo? Mapo tofu?
I have no idea if that's right. I just invent. I don't even know what mapo is.
I don't either.
But I figure the protein's tofu, so it might be vegetarian, so I might enjoy it.
Yes, And crossing the pot there was 38 down, word with clothes or cleaner, and that was street clothes or street cleaner. And you had the STRE above the pot and the ET below. And then the revealer was 56 across. Obstacles for a driver for what this puzzled circled squares represent. And that was potholes. because all of the down clues were names for roads. Right? I mean, you had road, you had boulevard, you had avenue, and you had street. So a pothole in each one.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure we can look forward to when this winter is over.
The Wisconsin Department of Transport is ready to fill them in.
I'm sure they are.
They're standing at the corner right now with steaming tar and asphalt and all of that.
Right.
I don't know if it would have to be steaming right now because it's 9 degrees out.
Uh-huh. Yeah. So anyway, that was the theme.
Yes.
Like I said, very cute.
Yep.
Very cute. And this was by Natan Last and the JASA Crossword Class.
Yes.
Once a year, they do give us a very nice little crossword.
Is it just once a year? Is it a yearly event?
I believe so, yes.
Okay, because Natan Last has had 41 crosswords published.
Wow.
10 of which were collabs. I don't know how many of them were collabs with the class, but they're always really good.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're just, I was having trouble getting started here. Mm-hmm. But once I got going, I did all right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was, as I was doing this, I was thinking, I wonder if like they came together and thought, oh, I'd like to have this word in. I'd like to have this word in. And then he'd say like, okay, well, you think of some good clues for those. And then let's see how we can fit them together. Mm-hmm. I can just see him teaching this class on making crosswords. But there were some great words and some great clues.
Yes. Mm-hmm. I mean, I started off having trouble there. Tavern regular. It was a barfly.
That's right.
I decided the answer was going to be gaffer because I had the idea that a gaffer was like somebody in a British pub.
A gaffer?
And I had an F in there, and I had the A and the F of gaffer were in the right place.
Yeah.
But the rest of the letters were not. Again, it was barfly.
Barfly, yes.
And one down. Singers who co-starred in the 1978 film Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, a film that I've not seen, and it was the Bee Gees.
It was, and I was very surprised at that answer because, of course, I put in Beatles. I knew it was barfly, and so I put in Beatles.
Uh-huh.
But no, it was the Bee Gees, so I got to look that up.
Right.
What were the Bee Gees doing in the 1978 film
Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band? Probably trying to make some money.
Yes.
That'd be part of it. Mm-hmm. Let's see, right underneath that, 13 across, remove some bugs from. So I thought this had something to do with programming.
Oh.
And the only thing I could think of was debug, which of course would not have worked, but it was delouse.
Uh-huh. I thought it had to do with like sweeping for bugs, like
like mics.
Like
didn't we
something.
We had that the other day, right? We had something about a mic being and a hidden bug.
It seems like it, yes.
Or was that what we did? Was that a Triplet Tuesday thing? That might have been something.
It might have been a Triplet Tuesday thing.
Let's see. Mm-hmm. Let me just check my notes.
Yeah.
Yes, it was a clue for bug, hidden mic. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That was in my mind. But no, it was delouse.
Yes.
Which crossed with 13 down, the D in delouse crossed with 13 down all over again.
Right.
De novo.
Yep.
That is a great word.
Sounds like it should be the name of a car.
Well, that's
maybe it is the name of
use for it, but de novo. It does mean all anew.
Right.
And it's Latin.
Is it?
Yes. Used often in law or scientific study, which is perhaps why I've never used the word.
Like if you're an attorney at Starbucks, you say, "I'd like that in a de novo cup, please."
No, I don't think so.
That's not how it's used.
But anyway, I gotta find ways to work that into my conversation because it's a great word. De novo. 27
across, where people amass for mass, and I immediately went for apps.
Oh, me too.
But it was knave.
Yes, that makes more sense.
And I was a bit of a knave for not going for knave.
Well,
perhaps I was a bit naive. I don't know.
An apps is just a little place. It's just a little place off on the side. Whereas the nave is the big part of the church where most people sit.
I just love the fact that nave, N-A-V-E, is this religious area, and you put a K in front of it, and you've got an idiot. You knave, you. Uh-huh. But
not all knaves are idiots, are they?
They aren't.
So.
Oh, you're right. It's someone who's dishonest or unscrupulous. Ah, yes. Yeah. Okay. They might not be idiots, but they would be unscrupulous. Yeah. So you go from a place of presumably honest people, because they're there for mass, to a totally dishonest person just by putting on a silent K.
Yep. Well, that's the way it is with a lot of words.
Funny how that works.
You can certainly change meanings with just a letter. No.
Gasp. And that provided one of the letters in 4 down, horse racing measurements, which was furlongs.
Right.
And I had that in there, and then I wanted to pull it out because I was so sure that apps was correct.
Oh.
But eventually furlongs dominated. It helped that we had 30 across, hurdle for a future PhD, GRE.
Yes, I knew that. But the one above it, that was another word I don't ever use. 20 across, years of decline, dotage.
Yes.
Does anyone say dotage anymore?
The same people who talk about tinctures and potions at drugstores.
Yes, that's true.
They talk about, hello,
dotage.
like a cure for my dotage. See, I was thinking, somewhere along, maybe in the last couple of years in the New York Times, I've seen the word senescence a lot.
Oh.
Which means sort of like becoming old.
Right.
And so I somehow wanted senescence to work in there, but I only had 6 letters.
Right.
And I couldn't do it with a pot rebus, so I knew it wasn't going to work. Let's see. Speaking of religious bits, 7 down, perfume ecclesiastically was sense.
Yes.
I'm trying to...
with a C.
Yes.
As with a censor.
I find that interesting. Let's see. I'm trying to remember what JASA stands for.
It's the Jewish
Association Serving the Aging.
Yes.
I find it ironic that they keep throwing in these hints for like mass and sense. It's like, hey, wrong religion. But
just trying to throw you off.
Yeah, but sense. Yep, there was nothing here about Judaism. Just sense, that also to me sounds like something Catholic.
It is.
Let's see. We had... What else was good here? A lot was good here. 39 across, grew up with a lot of intelligence. So I thought it was going to be CIA, but it was NSA.
NSA, yes. That was a little fun fact on 14 across. Beethoven work initially dedicated to Napoleon.
Yes.
Eroica. I never knew that work was originally dedicated to Napoleon. I didn't know he was a Napoleon fan.
Probably like, please don't kill me. I'll dedicate something to you.
I'll write this just for you. Yep.
Well, I didn't know 21 down, blank chips, snack from Hawaii.
No, I didn't know that either.
Taro. I also didn't know how to spell taro. And so I know how to spell taro. I didn't know how to spell the crossing answer 32 across, which we already talked about, the land whose name meant between 2 rivers, Mesopotamia. I went for MESA, Mesa, because that's sort of what I heard. I don't hear Mesopotamia.
No, but it is no.
Right, and so that was my last word, to go from Terra and Mesopotamia to Taro and Mesopotamia.
The place where I got messed up was 28 across. Bedazzler. I'm like, what could that be? And eventually I got all the letters except the one right in the middle, which crossed with 10 down. Motion sensing gaming device. And I put Wii Move. The Wii, I knew it was Wii
sure.
Move, which is, which does sense your motion, because, if you're exercising, it knows, how you're moving.
Right.
But it was Wiimote.
Yep, that's the name of the device.
Oh, I didn't know that.
We have some.
I know we do, but I didn't know they were called motes.
It's probably on your table while you were solving this. Just banging away at the drawer, trying to get out. Hey, pay attention to me.
Wiimote. So I had P-Ball for the Bedazzler. P-E-V-A-L.
Bees are often dazzled by P-vowels because they're literate and they've never heard of P-vowel either.
But it was petal.
Right.
I guess that would dazzle a bee.
I had trouble there as well in that same word, one letter over, because 11 down, Popeye's creator, E.C. Seeger. And I'm embarrassed to say, just like the other day, I was having trouble with Princess Leia's line, help me.
Yes.
And help me, Obi-Wan, you're my only hope. And I think I had save me. Anyway, so I had E.C. Seeger spelled S-E-G-E-R.
Well, that's how I started with it. I remembered it was Seeger. I didn't know what the first letters were, but I remembered the name was Seeger, but I thought it was S-E-G-E-R, yes.
Well, I should remember because there's like a little drawing that he's done of it's sort of like he doodles a cigar. So maybe that's to just help people spell his name properly, at least the end of his name.
Could be. Interesting.
40 across, Painter Bob, who said, we don't make mistakes, we have happy accidents. Ross.
Bob Ross, yes.
Are you a big Bob Ross fan?
No, but I do remember his show on PBS.
Oh, okay.
I watched it a few times.
Let's see, we seem to be seeing a lot of currencies lately. Today we had Eastern currency yuan, Y-U-A-N, 45 across. And I could have sworn...
Yeah, then we also had 6 down, Eastern currency, which was yen.
There you go. Yeah, yen and yuan. Yen and yuan. Actually, for 6 down, I wanted it to be ren, which I thought was another form of currency. Unfamiliar with ren as a form of currency?
I am quite unfamiliar with that.
A ren is worth $0.02603 today.
And where do they spend
I think ren is China.
No, I don't think so. Ren.
So I'm looking at a conversion that converts from ren to U.S. dollars, but it doesn't tell you where ren is. This is a great mystery to me.
Where is ren spent?
Boy.
No one knows.
This is why Google is going to lose out. Okay, here we go. There's renminbi. The renminbi, also known as the Chinese yuan, is the official currency of the People's Republic of China. I bet that's it, right? Except there's something called ren, which is crypto. This is very confusing.
No,
if we have any financiers in the audience, please wire us money at crosswordpodcast@icloud.com. Or failing that, can you explain what a ren is as opposed to a... Actually, that could just be my overwrought imagination here. But if someone calls something the renminbi, they're immediately going to abbreviate. It's just like, that's too long. Let's just go for ren or maybe ra. So, all right. Well, we'll skip over the question of ren and renminbi for just a moment here.
Okay.
Let's see. I think 35 down. Hall & Oates hit with the opening lyric, "She'll only come out at night." Did you sing the song to get to the answer?
Yes,
which
I
was
did.
Man
She
Eater?
only comes out at night. Yep, I did.
Yep. I won't do that here because we want to hold on to our listeners, not make them violently ill by singing. But yeah, Man Eater.
That was a great song.
Well, I can't help but notice that the demographic for this crossword is not, it's definitely on the right side of the curve, right? We've got Bee Gees, we've got Hall & Oates, we've got Mapo Tofu. Actually, I'm not sure what age group that. Bob Ross.
Sunset Boulevard.
But again, this is coming from JASA, and so I can understand why that might be the case.
Yep.
But a grand crossword.
Very good, yes.
Natan Last in charge. So well done, Natan. Okay. And I hope they don't just release these once a year. I don't know, maybe he's got a class and it's sort of like you only pass the class if you if you're able to crank out a crossword that gets accepted,
Maybe.
no pressure on Will. I'm going to assume that this is an interesting question. When they get these crosswords, do you think they're blind reviewed?
No, that is a good question.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Will, if you're listening, let us know. We want the 411 here. Do you do a blind review of your crosswords? I'm thinking not. Because I think it would, sometimes it would be, if you saw something and like Jeff Chen wrote it, you'd immediately know it's probably going to be good, right? And so you're gonna be looking at it thinking, well, I'm probably going to publish this.
No, I don't know. But that's a good question.
I know how we could test it. We'll submit a crossword. We'll put Jeff Chen's name on it, and see how long it is before we get arrested for impersonating Jeff Chen.
Right.
I think you'll know. I think you'll know by clue number 2 that it's not a Jeff Chen original. All right. Well, we're not knaves. That's we're not knaves. That's with a K. And so we would not do such a thing.
Yeah.
However, if Jeff Chen wants to collaborate with us, never mind. Okay. All right. Well, that is it for today.
Okay.
So thanks everyone for listening.
Yep.
And remember, we'll be back again with our cutting edge analysis of Friday's crossword tomorrow.
Bye-bye.